Welcome to the Forsyth Magazines podcast. I'm your host, Brooke Culler, bringing you the stories of the people shaping our community. From business owners to local leaders, we'll explore their journeys, passions, and lessons learned. Let's dive in. Hey guys, we are back with another podcast episode, and I have two guests on today. I have Dr. Sarah, also known as Dr. Saw, and I have Lyndsie. They are at Animal Ark, and we're so excited to talk about all the animals and all the things today. How are y'all doing?
Great. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming on today. So I want to hear from each of you a little bit about your journey and kind of what got you into the veterinarian world.
Yeah. So I'm a veterinarian at Animal Ark Veterinary Hospital. Moved here about in 2022. And I went from practicing large and mixed animals, so that includes horses, farm animals, dogs, and cats. And then when I moved to North Carolina, I now do dogs and cats, so our small animals as well as some of our exotics. I still dabble with chickens and ducks here too. And then since moving here as a veterinarian, you know, I did primarily general practice, so that includes everything that you can be for animals, including a surgeon, your ophthalmologist, gynecologist, endocrinologist, so all of that, right? And then I started going into integrative medicine. I got certified in animal chiropractic, also known as veterinary spinal manipulation therapy, as well as certified in acupuncture.
I love that.
Yeah, so I've been doing really integrating that into our practice, which has been great.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about the integrative health programs that y'all are offering.
Absolutely.
All right, Lyndsie, how about you?
I started as a vet assistant back when I was 16. So I've been doing this for about 18 years now through various kind of aspects of the career as to what you can do as a vet assistant. Animal Ark General Practice, I've been there about 8 years now, kind of working my way through all the different things. And now kind of working more with Dr. Sawayanagi and Dr. Eubanks and Dr. Spindell on our integrative health program. And just kind of whatever I can get into up there with all the different types of animals.
So obviously you're an animal lover, and that got you into it.
I think you have to be.
Yeah, literally. I'm an animal lover. I have two big old dogs. One of them, my husband's dog already goes to you guys, and I'm changing my dog to go over there too, because having them at two separate vets is just like doesn't work.
It's harder. Yeah,
it is.
So, yeah, my first question? I have lots of questions. My first question, as a pet owner, as a dog owner, dog mom, what are some of the biggest mistakes that you see well-meaning pet owners making? Lyndsie's like, how long do you got?
I think that kind of the big one is not coming in for your yearly wellness exam, not doing the recommended blood work and vaccines, and not staying on a good yearly like heartworm prevention and flea tick prevention. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, I don't want to like over medicate my pet these days, or I'm afraid of vaccines. But like, if you come to somewhere that has the knowledge for those things and we're able to like counsel you through it, making sure you keep up with just that annual wellness means that your pet lives a longer, healthier life.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. I wouldn't say maybe, I guess some people can make mistakes, but I think the big thing is this is a part of your family. Mm-hmm. And so, and everything that we provide for our animals all matters and is important. And that is from the food that we feed them, to their water, to also their their normal well-being of taking their dogs for walks and spending the time with them. Same with your cats, really integrating them into your daily life, and welcoming them as a part of their family. Yeah. I feel like that's the most important. And when we see that, you know, they're not doing well or something is off, really being proactive in calling your vet, you know, and seeking advice, and seeking help when you know something is off with your animals.
Because just like a kid, you know when something's not right with your baby, your fur baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have an embarrassing story. I'm not like one of those crazy anti-all vaccine type of people, but I just truly thought that my dogs are inside dogs and maybe they don't really need flea and tick medicine. Well, they do.
Did you find out the hard way?
Oh yeah. I think it's been 2 years now. They got fleas. I don't know where. I assume from a walk or something. And that was the worst experience of my life. Yeah. We had to get the house fogged or whatever.
Yeah.
I tried to do it myself. Again, dumb. Finally got the professionals in there to do it. But oh man, what a nightmare.
It's hard. Yeah.
When my little, subscription for the flea and tick meds, I'm like, I will never miss one of these again in my life, ever.
Yeah.
We don't get cold enough here to really kill the fleas and the ticks in the winter. We do really have them all year here. And then once you get them, especially like right now when it's warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Utter nightmare. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I see it year round. I mean, even when it does get cold here, that's where I see the most issues with fleas, because the moment it gets cold outside,
they're looking for a warmth.
Yeah. They find the warmest, furriest body, and they're like, oh, we're hitching a ride. Yeah. But they'll stay in your carpets too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, it took an embarrassingly long time to finally, and it's just heartbreaking because they're itchy and they're biting and they're scratching it's horrible.
It's hard, and you see them too, and then also it's in your home too.
Yeah,
that's even
worse. Honestly,
that's worse.
I mean, like our house, that was the biggest deep clean our house has ever gotten. So
yeah.
So I guess that's the only silver lining of that. But yeah, I think people definitely can't overlook that. Even like dental care and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't neglect that stuff for your dog. So, next question I have, what are some signs? I'm like kind of an overthinker. What are some signs that are like truly concerning versus normal dog behavior that you should be like, okay, it's time to go to the vet?
Well, I think the biggest thing is a lot of things can be concerning, right? And I have people come in for like quote unquote no big deal things for reverse sneezing or something, right? Versus a dog that normally eats their food immediately but skips their meal. I think
that's alarming for me because my dog loves to eat.
But some people's dogs are grazers. They don't. Sometimes they do skip a meal. So there are, of course, obvious signs of, vomiting and diarrhea or severe lethargy, not themselves. Those are things where definitely a red flag, something to be alarmed about. But more than anything, your baby best. You know that animal. And for you and your dog, if they skip a meal, that's a huge red flag in it of itself. And so really just going off of what is their normal, and following your intuition for them, is big. Yes, sometimes people come in for things that are not a big deal, or something is just something minor. But oftentimes, it is worth having them looked at, just in case, especially when you have that red flag of like, that's not normal for you.
Yeah. I've seen so many hilarious like reels on Instagram where dogs, especially it seems like a golden retriever thing, where they just like play the owner, like they are limping or pretending they're hurt, and they get to the vet and they're like, yeah, they're messing with you. They're fine.
But we'd rather see that than like them not be doing well.
Yeah. One of my most favorite ones, and it's favorite because the animals are otherwise healthy, is strange cat behavior. That's my favorite. When owners are like, my cat is staring off into space, and then they just like fall off the table, and I'm just like, have you ever had a cat before? I
haven't. That would blow my mind. They're so different than dogs.
I know, they're so different. And so just seeing them, and same with, even with cats, owners know when their cat is severely lethargic or not doing well. But also cats sleep for 16 hours a day. That's like they're normal. So that's, yes, there are, of course, and cats are notorious for hiding things, which is why it is important when you do feel like there's something unwell that you have them checked out. But it is funny sometimes when they come in and they describe their behavior, and I otherwise see a very healthy, happy cat in front of me, and I'm like, well, yeah, that sounds like typical cat behavior.
Oh my gosh,
they see spirits and ghosts sometimes, and sometimes they fall off the tables.
They're trying to catch the brain cell.
That's funny.
It is
so.
funny.
A next question I have is about pet nutrition. I feel like it has gotten so complicated and overwhelming. I just don't even know where to start as far, like, I know obviously some pets have allergies and have specific needs, but like what is your best option for somebody who just wants their dog to live, or cat to live, a long, healthy life? Like what should you be looking for in food or not looking for?
Yeah, that is the $1 million question.
Yeah.
Can of worms.
I mean, we could talk about this for days, honestly.
Yeah.
That's a very common question that I get regularly on a daily basis, and I don't want to go too much into detail, but I would say, I think around COVID, around 2018, 2017, 2018, 19, that's when there was this huge upswing in pushing fresh diets, right? And so for years and years, these pet food companies have made kibble for our cats and dogs and animals. And then right around COVID was when there was a huge upswing in feeding fresh diets. And then that's when everything got kind of crazy. People are like, what am I feeding my animal? Like, is this healthy for them? Number one thing is, and this is what I tell all my owners is, all of these pet food companies are making these diets. I do have trusted companies that I do recommend animals be on. But the number one thing when you're looking at pet foods is making sure that they have the AFCO symbol, as in we want to make sure that the food that you're feeding them is nutritionally complete. It meets the needs that and the vitamins and minerals and calories and everything that they require to live a good, healthy life. But in feeding these foods, the main thing that I'm really looking for, at least physically, is I want them to be happy. I want them to feel good when they eat their food. I want to see bright eyes, happy eyes, and they're enjoying their food, a healthy skin and coat, and I want to see them having regular, normal bowel movements. Those are all signs of a healthy dog or healthy any animal with a happy digestive system, and they're keeping weight on and they're doing well. That is what I am looking for.
People are overcomplicating it.
Totally overcomplicating it. I know, and so and that was the big thing when I see a dog come in and they are perfectly healthy, they're doing well, and the owners are like, "Am I feeding the right food?" I was like,
"Yes."
Listen, if you have perfect poops and their skin and coat is great and they're happy and they're excited for their food. These pet food companies are doing a good job.
Yeah.
These dogs and cats are living wonderfully long lives, much longer than they used to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And especially nowadays when our animals are part of our family, it is they're so important to us. And and as long as they're doing well, very simplistically, as long as you see those things and they're doing well, that's what's important for me.
That is such great advice. Yeah. I love that. Thank you from all the dog moms in the world, for making it not so complicated. Yeah.
And you don't have to break the bank to do it.
That too.
Yeah.
Yes.
More expensive does not always mean better.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend a few $100
on the back.
Yes.
Much to the animal or the dog food company's dismay.
And I think they try to guilt us a little bit with their marketing. You have to spend all of this money. You do not have to spend all that money to make sure that your animal is fed and happy.
If your dog likes it, hey, my dogs get excited for their food every single day.
Yeah.
Then that's good. That's great.
Yeah, you're not paying more because the product's better. You're paying more because that's what their marketing costs.
Yeah.
Correct.
A lot of times, I think so.
Yeah. And, I can't say that these companies are not in it for money too. It's like there's that aspect of it. But when it comes to what is most important to our animals, I do trust these pet food companies.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to talk about another thing that I kind of like to overthink about with my dogs, and that is the mental stimulation for dogs. I walk my dogs every day. I have a back injury right now, so my husband is walking them, but I walk them every day. They have, we actually had Melissa with Run Rascalty Roo, who has the mobile dog gym. They see her once a week. They stay super active. But I have my one dog is a German Shepherd, and that girl needs lots of stimulation.
I have 2 of those.
Do you?
I do.
I do. She is the most loyal thing of all time, but she needs a job. She needs a purpose. Her purpose mostly is bossing around our other dog, who's a Bernedoodle.
And that's a great job.
Yeah. So that's mostly her job. But I do sometimes worry much more so about her than my Bernedoodle that she needs like more mental stimulation. So what are y'all's thoughts on the mental stimulation for dogs?
Dog training. That's always my number one, as a fellow shepherd owner, right?
Yeah.
My number one recommendation is always dog training every single day. I train with both of mine every single day, even if it's just like basic obedience. But look at what that breed is meant to do. So I'm going to use our German Shepherds for a great example. They're herding dogs. So finding like a trainer that will teach your dog how to herd is so amazing for like their mental stimulation. But they're also like protection dogs, right? So finding things like I take mine tracking, and we have a really wonderful time doing that. They have a great time tracking.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah, but then finding, like I do bite work with some of mine just because that's what they're bred to do. And they have a wonderful time doing it. So finding like what your breed is made for. So like poodles, for example, are water dogs. So taking them dock diving. But a lot of it can boil down to letting them sniff on a walk is so much great mental stimulation.
I want to talk about that too. Yeah.
They love it.
I compare it to how like we need our scrolling time or our like,
it's the same thing.
It's the exact same thing. And I get really aggravated when people don't let their dogs sniff on walks. I'm like, they need that.
They need to know what the other dogs were doing on the walk that stopped there earlier to sniff. Yeah. Same kind of thing. So yeah, doing like taking them on a walk, letting them sniff, doing training every single day to work their brain. There's so many wonderful toys that you can get these days that work their brains, that you can like hide their breakfast or dinner in. So all of those like little things really do add up. It's not just the physical stimulation that they need, because you can have very physical breeds like your Labs and your Shepherds and your Aussies. But really like working their brain is more valuable than even taking them on a super long walk. If you mentally exhaust them, then they're going to be happier.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think people miss that sometimes. They think, oh, well, I walked them for an hour. It's like, well, yeah, you like drug them, or they they got physically worn out, but mentally they did not get much out of that if they didn't get to stop and sniff. Yeah. Okay, let's see. What other questions? This is a sad question, but how do owners know when like a pet's quality of life is declining and when it might be time to have a difficult conversation? Like, how do you, I don't even want to think about it because I'm going to cry, but like, what are some signs and things that you would look for?
Yeah, so usually when it comes to quality of life, it's even having that thought of seeing your pet and wondering, are we approaching that time? When that initially is brought up inside of you, that is a time to wonder what is it that is bringing that up for you.
Yeah.
We even if they may not necessarily have a medical problem, unfortunately, as they get older and we start worrying about their quality of life, that's when we start, unfortunately, seeing medical problems. And so, of course, you bring them to the vet, and if they have an awful diagnosis, or even not, the big thing is if they're still themselves and having a good time. Yeah. Eating and drinking and going to the bathroom are, of course, important things for our life, and that's oftentimes the main baseline quality of what owners look for in their animals. And so when they're not eating and drinking and happy, then that's where we start having that consideration, right? But sometimes, even if they are doing those things, but they have chronic pain, or they are unable to enjoy the things that they used to be able to enjoy, or the dogs can get dementia too when they start showing signs that they are not there.
Yeah.
Or they're not, or they're confused.
Yeah.
Or they're having a hard time. Those are all signs of when I would have that conversation. I would have that conversation with the vet and saying, these are the things that I'm seeing. Yes, we're eating and drinking and walking around, but Bella's not Bella anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
or she's having a really hard time getting up, and she's in a lot of pain. You know, and that's when we have to start considering.
Yeah.
Quality is more important than quantity. Like if you look at a month and you have more bad days than good days, that's when you need to start, I think, having that conversation and really thinking about those things.
Yeah.
And making that decision is the hardest decision. But keep in mind that these animals we live such longer lives. I mean, we're like elves to you know.
Yeah.
These dogs live for 10 to maybe 15 years out of, 80 years for us. We are their everything.
Yeah.
And when an animal, I know, right? We start crying. But and they love us so dear. They have unconditional love for us. And so the number one thing is, when that day comes, when we're not, owners are always on the fence, we're not quite sure if it's time, know that these animals have entrusted us to help them.
Yeah.
For them, and what a gift, and how lucky are we that we're able to end suffering. We're able to do something very, very kind for an animal who may be suffering. And know that is often, we are making that decision for them, and they've entrusted us to make that decision for them.
What a good way to look at it. I'm glad we had this conversation. My dogs are only 7, but it's good to have in the back of my head.
They're still babies.
My animals are still very much alive, but I've probably been grieving their death for a long time.
I know.
My whole life.
It's like, why do I do this to myself? I start crying when I just think about it. I'm like, bro,
It's all
get
of
your
us.
life together.
It's
I know.
all of us.
So I want to back up, and I got so distracted with talking about all these things that we didn't talk about the integrative health programs that y'all offer. I think this is so interesting, so unique. I've never even heard of this being offered at vets. So I want to talk about the integrative health programs that Animal Ark has.
Yeah. We're launching really this year. We've been kind of slowly building things up since, I think, 2018, when Dr. Eubanks, one of our other senior associates, went and got certified in rehabilitation and therapy. So for dogs, that is like laser therapy, ultrasound therapy, land modalities. So if you think about like football players and how they're like walking over things as part of like their workout, we do kind of similar stuff with dogs. And then we have an underwater treadmill, so they can do their exercise in there.
Very cool.
After that, when we added Dr. Sawayanagi to our staff, she did go and do VSMT, which is animal chiropractic, veterinary spinal manipulation therapy, and then has continued her education with acupuncture. So all of those things help with integration, but it also includes things like monoclonal antibody therapy and being able, so that's going to be like your Librellas or your Silencias, things like that. They're going to help.
For chronic pain.
Yes.
Okay.
For chronic pain. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to come somewhere where you can do like your orthopedic surgeries, and then we can do all of your aftercare for your younger animals. But then as they age and they start feeling more pain, or they have injuries as they get older, we can help with their conditioning and help with that pain control as well.
Yeah. Well, and it sounds like it's nice that there are other options that you could explore beyond just surgery.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think, and that's the big thing, what integrated medicine is in veterinary health and human health as well, is it's a mixture. It's a mixture between your Western conventional therapy, which includes your, treating with medications and surgery when necessary. And then it's a mixture with also holistic or alternative therapies. This is evidence-based medicine, so it can be your Eastern therapies, but chiropractic is also a modality that we use, as well as veterinary acupuncture. Eastern medicine goes further into your acupuncture, your Chinese herbal medication, Tui Na, which is massage, as well as food therapy. It goes into the root cause of what's going on with your animal. Just as well as, when we have a headache, we can take ibuprofen, which is your conventional medicine, works great, but also you might just have a restriction in your neck that is causing your headache.
Yeah.
And you might just need an adjustment to help relieve that restriction. And there goes your headache. It allows your body to heal itself.
Yeah.
And so being able to integrate, it's an integrated medicine, both modalities is huge for these animals. And so, and I would say for those that are interested in alternative therapies or integrative medicine, it's mostly we do this for our chronic pain. So those that are arthritic and need that. But I also have athletes, our animals that have a job and need regular work to keep them as healthy as possible. Make sure their nervous system is working.
I didn't even think about that, but that's,
Yeah. And then I would say the other big thing is what's nice about alternative or integrated medicine is it's also for those that are not getting the results that they want with conventional medicine. And so what's nice about it is, yes, it can help with chronic pain and arthritis and things like that, but it can also help your endocrine system. It helps with your digestive system. It helps if you have reproductive issues, or if you have eye issues, ear infections, skin issues. It really is. It covers it all.
Yeah,
which is
the whole
really,
gamut.
yep.
So are you guys accepting new patients?
Always. So, and the really great part of our integrative health program is that you do not have to be one of our personal clients to use our integrative health program. We do accept referrals.
Okay.
So you can continue with like your normal veterinarian if you want. And you can just come to us for underwater treadmill or just come to us for acupuncture.
Yeah.
We just do like a little referral exam with one of our integrative health doctors and they can write up a treatment plan. And the really wonderful thing is like if you come to see Dr. Sawayanagi for VSMT and she's like, I really think that your pet would benefit from laser or from underwater treadmill, it's all in-house. So she can go and just walk to the desk next over and talk to Dr. Eubanks and we can have that referral that way too. So they can do everything without
a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
I love it.
We like that.
I love it. So before we sign off, I want to hear from each of you. What would be your one piece of advice that you would give to somebody who is getting a pet, maybe for the first time? What should they do? What's your best piece of advice for them? Dog or cat?
Do your research. Over preparing is always great. So, but don't get too in the weeds with things. I think a lot of new pet owners think that everything has to be absolutely perfect from day one. And it doesn't have to be. Like you can learn and grow with your animal as long as you're providing them like good preventative care. That's the main thing. But if you're going to get a specific breed, like make sure you do your research so that you can provide what that animal needs.
Yeah. Good advice.
Yeah. Congratulations. I'm a little biased, but I think, adding a wonderful companion to your life only is brings so much joy and fulfillment for you. And that's always wonderful. I think my biggest advice is spend time with them and really get to know who they are. It's almost like a new lifetime friend that you can have and know that they will come with their own lessons for you. They teach us a lot. They're our little guides in a lot of ways. And so being open to learning from them. And then of course, make sure you do your research on making sure you have a veterinarian that you can bring them to. And I would recommend establishing care with one. Even
not
if it's
just when an emergency comes up, like have one that you're consistently seeing.
Establish care with a veterinarian who you trust. And so that you can have that baseline of knowing that you have a care that you provide for them, and Have fun.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful lifetime companion.
It is. I couldn't
Yeah.
agree more.
Yeah.
Well, ladies, it was so much fun to chat with y'all and learn a little bit more about the behind the scenes of the vet world.
Yeah.
So Animal Ark is accepting new patients. What's the best way to book that initial consult? Giving you guys a call or sending a message on your website?
You can call us. We're on all social media platforms. You can always send us a message there. We're pretty responsive. Email is also a great way for people that are phone averse, the way I think.
Me.
Same, exactly. Can always send an email. You can come by in person. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks so
And
much for
as
having
always,
us.
you can find Forsyth Mags online at forsythmags.com and on Instagram at Forsyth Mags and Facebook. And that's it. That's a wrap for today. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
The views and opinions stated on this podcast are solely those of the contributors and not necessarily those of our distributors or hosting companies. This podcast is copyrighted and cannot be reproduced without expressed written consent of Forsyth Magazines Incorporated. Ooh, that's a mouthful.